Yes, you lovely people, if you're not already, make sure you give us a follow over on Spotify.
Someone at the football club, won't their names, said, we didn't ask him to take less money when he was conceding goals at the start of last year.
Oh, shut up. Oh my God.
Sheffield United sold you, and then, and what, we're talking, 3 years later?
3.5 years.
3.5 years later, you go back for 18 odd million quid. Is that
Jesus, mate, hold on. We're talking about 50 odd million quid worth of transfer fees there, you know. Come on.
some signing on fees there, isn't there?
50 mil. What?
First
And
few
you're
years-
23. I know.
The first few years were
And
just going on
he
loan.
got relegated every year as well. Oh, mate, it's bonkers. I love it, though. It's class. I remember when, we'll talk about Arsenal in a minute, obviously, but I remember when you signed, and again, straight away, you see people going, he's just got relegated. What are we spending 30 million on a goalkeeper for? We don't even need a goalie. We've got a decent goalkeeper.
Soon change that did.
Soon change that did, mate. It's like, we were looking at the stats earlier. So you played 14 games so far, yeah? 14? 15, yeah, 15 games, right? So you played 15 Arsenal games so far. You're about that close to being a hero at the club already, mate, isn't it? It's bonkers. It literally couldn't have gone any better, could it?
No. No, and they said to me straight away, they said they'd done the same thing as what Bournemouth did, where we haven't got a number one or number two.
Yeah.
But it might take you a year, it might take you 6 months to get
Really?
into,
Is that what they said?
into the team.
Yeah.
Thankfully for me, it took 3 weeks.
Was that a big decision for you when you look at your age and you're established, but then you look at Arsenal and say, it's Arsenal, it's a no-brainer? Or did you kind of think, oh, it's a bit of a gamble because I might not be number one?
No.
What was your attitude there?
If it was any other season, and my attitude would have been that, where I'm looking, thinking it's a bit of a gamble. This time I was just like, after the 2 years I've had, I was like, no,
I ain't getting relegated there.
I'll can't do the treble.
Yeah, I'll go there and bide my time and believe in my ability. Like I'd have happily played in the Championship. But there's a lot of things at Sheffield United behind the scenes which wasn't going very well, and obviously they had the manager sacking a few weeks ago, so you could see that in pre-season.
It was going to be a difficult year.
Yeah.
I think,
and they might go up, and it wasn't me sort of hiding away from a challenge, but it was just me looking at it thinking, right, well, it's Arsenal. I'll go there, and even if I don't play for a year and a half, there's a plan there for me. And then it was me looking at, if they get into Europe, I looked at their stats of the goalkeepers who played.
Yeah, you'd play some in there.
And it was the number twos had the Carabao Cups, the FA Cups and the Europa League.
Yeah.
Until sort of the later rounds, unless you've done really well. So I knew there'd be games for me. But thankfully for me, the team obviously started poorly and got myself in quicker than I thought. But
I think the thing is as well, though, I don't think anybody can begrudge you that move. Even like the most hardest Sheffield United fan couldn't begrudge you that move, because everybody won, didn't they? They got an absolute monster payout for it, 30 mil. You get your move to Arsenal. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? It's an absolute win-win all over the shop. So when you first got wind that Arsenal were interested and they were talking about certain amounts of money and all that kind of stuff, your phone must have been blowing right up, right?
Yeah. The very first time I knew about the interest was the pre-camp before the Euros in Middlesbrough.
So you were with England at that point. So you were fourth shot. You were the fourth goalie. Yeah, you were the fourth goalie. Yeah,
that was before the squad was
the
announced,
Euros behind Dino, Jordan, and
Sam.
Yeah, Sam. Yeah.
So I was there, and that's when I got the wind that they were interested in looking at me and stuff. And to be honest, Arsenal were, I want to say respectful, but I don't know if that is the case. But they were respectful because when I got into the squad, they basically backed off and said, that's your time now.
Yeah,
go and enjoy, do everything you want with them. I had a few phone calls here and there with the manager, and every time I spoke to him, it was just like I was on the phone to my agent, get it done, try and do anything you can. And then the numbers which were getting thrown out, I was just, there was a couple of times where I lost my head, and it was just like, how can someone be saying 40 million for? Yeah. I was doing the fan thing, relegated, 40 million. It don't make sense.
Don't add up that.
Don't make sense. You brought me for this.
Yeah. When you say that, what you mean is basically you think Sheffield United are asking an awful lot of money here, basically. This is a big opportunity for me, and they're asking a huge amount of money here, aren't they?
Yeah, and I understand, obviously, if I was to leave, they wanted to get someone else in, and the market wasn't that wide at that time. So I was like, I understand you want to keep me, but at some point, it's got to be a level playing field where they give you enough money for you to make profit. But you've got to understand your where I want to go.
Exactly. And also, not only that, the effect as well. If that would have all caved in and like wouldn't have happened, I'm not saying you would, because you're not that kind of guy. But there's some players that would that's them gone. You would lose them mentally. They would not even try a leg. I've seen outfield players do it. They haven't got that move to a big club, to a dream, whatever it could be. Yeah. And it's all caved in, hasn't happened, and they've just disappeared after that.
Why aren't buyout clauses more commonplace in contracts?
For goalies, I don't know why it would be necessary, because it's difficult. Normally with a keeper, you're there for a long time, aren't you? It's very rare that you're there for a year.
Yeah, you don't get many fancy moves as a goalie, you know.
No,
you don't. They're literally normally the first ones to get done, and then that's it.
You said
because players want their goalie settled and then into the team,
and then you're hoping they're there for the next 6-7 years.
Yeah,
and then you end up. You're looking for gems more than anything.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
as goalies.
Yeah.
So the Mendy one for Chelsea, for example. I'm going to be honest, I never heard of him.
No, 30 mil, but even that it's a gem. It is.
Yeah.
If you can spend 30, if you're any one of these big boys, right, and you can spend £30 million on a goalkeeper, and that goalie does it, and I mean like ticks all the boxes, does everything, kicks it well, crosses, saves, everything. 30 million's a snip. I even think when Liverpool bought Alisson, by the way, for whatever it was, 80-90 million, yeah? It's a guaranteed, though. That's the thing. It doesn't matter what the money was. It's a guaranteed. Yeah. And there's not many goalies in the Premier League, not many teams, that have got that guaranteed goalie.
And also the buyout clause for an Alisson, if we use him for an example, there's not many places better than where he's at.
No.
Yeah.
There's not many could buy him either. No. There's not many could.
2 or 3 in the world.
No, there is. That's exactly that.
You wouldn't need. If you're Liverpool, you could just demand that, and if you can pay it, pay it. If you can't, well,
exactly,
it's not for sale. But going back to it got to the point of me asking, basically saying, I understand where you're coming from, but this is what I want to do. And they said, we won't stand in your way if a bid comes on of whatever. And there was bids coming on, and they were turning them down, and I was like, look,
you said this.
Just said. Yeah. And they were like, but we don't make. And they were making these numbers up saying, if we sell you for this, and we have to pay Bournemouth back all in one go now, so we only have this amount of profit. So it went on, and I got told the day of a game that another bid's come in, and I decided to play. So Sheffield knew that, and then after the game they rejected it, and I was like,
oh, come on.
So they've like won't name names. I don't know. I hope my agent doesn't see this. I might get in trouble, but won't name a name. But we said, well, if you don't get your move, you are rewarded with
a new contract. Yeah,
that is. Yeah, it's not set in stone, but that is
standard. Yeah,
it's normally,
especially as a younger player. Yeah.
So you've seen it at Brentford with Ollie Watkins when he didn't move and stuff like that. So we said that, and someone at the football club, won't name names, said, we didn't ask him to take less money when he was conceding goals at the start of last year.
Oh, shut up. Oh, my God.
That was when I basically went, right, well, no, I'm not. I won't play.
That comes principle then. Yeah.
I won't play against West Brom for a game of season. I won't play. Do what you want. And then
What's wrong with people?
And then I didn't train for the first 2 days. So the Monday, Tuesday. And the manager was like, no, he'll be all right. He'll play, blah, blah. Tuesday came and I was like, no, I'm not playing. And then Wednesday, the team news comes out that I'm not in the squad. And then within 45 minutes, so about 10 minutes before kick-off, I was on my way down.
Really, yeah. That's it. They realised. So they were playing a game then, basically. Yeah. They were trying to play a game, trying to keep you going, get him to play the games, and then he'll hopefully just sort of forget about it.
This is where fans sometimes take umbrage with it, don't they, and go, they're contracted, they've got to play, and it's a game on both parts, isn't it? Mm. Ultimately, they're forcing your hand. I
said to him from the start, I said, I'll more than happy play. I'm going to try my best for the football club, and if they don't put the money up, then I'm here. Yeah. I'm ready to do it. I brought a house there. I'm here. But then when you start saying one thing about if a substantial bid comes in and then turning it down, there's got to be a middle ground. And then when that comment got made, it was like,
oof, that's principle, mate. So it's that really irks me.
Talk about players throwing it and stuff, and mental, like you could throw it, but then mentally you could easily go as well.
Massively, mate, massively.
But the stress of that transfer,
yeah,
like,
I've seen it. Like, remember Saido Berahino?
I got psoriasis from that transfer.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All the pure stress of it, kind of thing.
Pure stress. I came on in about 2 days.
Joking.
From me saying I'm not playing to it happening.
Wow, mate.
Mental.
I mean, people don't understand this side of it. They think it's just as quick and easy. Numbers on a sheet, sign a thing. That's it. There's no other things to consider.
Well, you've spoken about it in the past, haven't you? Transfers and this. It's more than just a player. It's someone's life, isn't it? You've got family. You've got friends.
Well, I was saying that. I was just about to say that about Saido Berahino. So West Brom. It was a time when he was absolutely smashing it. Yeah, smashing it. And it would have been a very similar story to him as what happened there. Tottenham came in, offered really good money for him. I think his contract was up at the end of that year or next season or whatever. They were offering seriously good money for him. They were going to give him a lovely contract, all this kind of stuff. West Brom just kept saying no. But he would go and see them, and they were like, yeah, if they offer a good amount, we'll sort it. Just never materialised, and that was it. They lost him. Literally just lost him like that. He started, he obviously he would throw his toys out the pram massively. He was world class at doing that. But yeah, like that's what he was gone from that point. So they could have made 10 mil by selling him there and then. In the end, they got nothing.
Ended up going, didn't he? He ended up going Stoke, wasn't it?
Yeah,
18 million, wasn't it?
Oh, really?
You talk about, like, I know you've spoken on your podcast before about family, moving the family wherever. But my missus is from down south.
Yeah.
She's like half an hour away from from the training ground. She works at Heathrow. So doing that's another thing. I know it's not really a family, but to do that with her,
that's your life.
You know, like all that tied up, just that everything makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like me going one side of England and turning it down. Like, it's Arsenal. It works for her. Logistically.
Works for you.
Works for
everything.
me.
What about signing the contract then? I was looking through your Insta earlier on, and we'll flash up the picture on the screen. But like, respectfully, Sheffield United, Bournemouth, great, and they've all played a really important part of your career. What about like signing for Arsenal? Because you're getting to like the elite there, aren't you?
Yeah. That, again, though, it was stressful because they were playing Chelsea on Saturday, and it was like, Chef, you weren't signing a paper.
Oh,
they weren't signing one thing.
Just dragging their heels.
And it got, I think basically Arsenal got given like an extra 10 minutes to get it done, and it got done. So I couldn't train. I was down on the Wednesday. I couldn't train. This was on Thursday and the Friday. So I trained Saturday, game Sunday. So I trained one day. So it was like the whole thing. I was just sat in a room seeing everyone walk out, waving to like Bakayo and Ben White and that. And they're like telling me to come on, and I'm like, can't do anything about it. So that was stressful. And then once that was all done and basically got the media done in the afternoon, and mum and dad, missus were there, and it was
that was nice. That picture's lovely, isn't it?
So you signed the contract.
That was when it started.
What did you do that night?
Just back to the hotel. Had a bite to eat.
Yeah.
Me, mum, dad, missus, agent.
What hotel was it? Grove?
Sopper House.
Nice, so Sopwell, innit?
Lovely, yeah.
You've probably seen it in a few of the Cycling GK vlogs. We stayed there a couple of times, to be fair. Lovely hotel,
just had a bit of food, stayed there.
Yeah. Just get ready for training the next day. I think they got pumped that game against Chelsea as well, didn't they? 3-0 or something, wasn't it?